Let's open up with Colossians 3 and 17.
Colossians 3, verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by Mashiach Yahushai.
Right, so everything we do in word or deed, we do through Christ. All right, let's get right into it. Romans chapter 9, verse 1.
Romans chapter 9, verse 1.
You know?
I say the truth in Yahushua.
Right.
I lie not. My countenance, stuck here. My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. But I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushua for my brethren,
right.
my kinsmen.
Let's stop there. First, I want to bring out the fact that he's putting Christ on what he's saying. I lie not. All right? Not only is he saying I'm not lying, he's putting Christ on it. And he has a clear conscience about what he's about to bring out. Right? Continual sorrow. Right? He wishes that himself will be a curse from Christ. Right? What does that mean? You wish yourself to be a curse from Christ.
You want to take his place? Not take his place, but like go through the same thing he's going through.
What's that?
I guess he wants to go through the same tribulations he's going through. He wants to feel the same pain. The same pain he's going through, he wants to feel the same way.
Not necessarily. Being a cursed thing. What do you do with a cursed thing? Something that's cursed. What do you do with it? You destroy it, right? Right. So he's saying he would wish himself be destroyed for who? His kinsman. Right? Now, do you know who says I wish to be destroyed? Like, what kind of man would you have to be? Like, that's something, I mean, you really love somebody. Right? Can you think of anybody that you would lay down your life for? Family members? All right? Brothers, sisters? What about people you don't know? People you pass on the street. You ever think to lay down your life for them? You ever think to wish to be destroyed for their sake? Right? This is some heavy stuff. What kind of mindset, Paul was in? They try to make Paul, they tell you he was a Roman. All right? Growing up in Christianity, you didn't even know he was an Israelite. All right? Read that, verse 4.
We finish verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh.
Right.
Who are Israelites,
to
whom pertaineth the adoption,
right,
and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of Yahweh, and the promises.
Right. So everything we just read here in that one verse, that's everything in the Bible. Right? Like this chapter is this verse is so heavy, it destroys Christianity. It destroys everything that you were taught growing up in the society. You understand? There is nothing left for anybody. All right? And they like to say, we preach hate, and all we want to do is talk about killing and war and all that stuff. We have so much hate. But we're going to show you it's the spirit of the scriptures. Everything's about war. Since from the minute you wake up in the morning, you're at war. It's a battle to get up, isn't it? Right? Leave your house. You're battling something. What makes this thing any different? All right, but let's see something about the flesh Let me get Philippians 3:3. We're going to get to know Paul a little bit, who he was. Because this is what struck me as a surprise coming into this truth. Because like I said, I grew up thinking Paul was a Roman that Jesus Christ was dealing with, right? Now God is now dealing with heathens, Gentiles. You understand? We're going to see what the scripture says. Philippians 3:3.
Philippians 3, verse 3. For we are the circumcision,
right,
which worship Yahweh in the spirit,
right,
and rejoice in Hamashiach Yahushua, and have no confidence in the flesh.
Right. So he's saying he's of the circumcision. Who's of the circumcision? Who's the circumcision in the scriptures? The Jews, right? The Jews who kept the law, right? Who didn't lose their identity. You understand? They kept the Torah, right? He's of the circumcision, but he rejoices in the faith, right? That's what we do today. Huh? Read on.
Though I might also have confidence in the flesh, if any other man thinketh that he hath whereof he might trust in the flesh,
right,
I more.
Right. So he's saying, and we're going to get to it later on in Romans 9. He's talking about the flesh right now, right? So if you trust in your flesh just because you're an Israelite, Paul's saying, I'm more. I'm better than you. That's what Paul is saying. Think about this for the man to be saying that. Read on.
Circumcised the 8th day.
Circumcised the 8th day. Right? Did he do that himself? Can an 8-year-old baby circumcise himself? So what's that showing you? His parents kept the law. Huh? He was raised in a household that kept the law. Read on.
Of the stock of Israel.
Of the stock of who?
Of Israel.
There you go. He's an Israelite. My brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites. Right? Read on.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the tribe of Benjamin. Read on.
And Hebrew of the Hebrew.
A Hebrew of the Hebrew. What does it sound like he's saying to you? Huh? This is big talk, ain't it? Right? You say when it comes to being a Hebrew, it don't get more Hebrew than me. Right? I'm more. Right? Read on.
As touching the law.
Touching the law?
A Pharisee.
A Pharisee. So he knew the law. The same law that Christianity don't go into. They don't teach you. Right? So how do you have a system supposedly built on Paul's words, but he's a man of the law? There's a disconnect, right? Read on.
Concerning zeal.
Concerning zeal, right? How bad he wanted it. Read on.
Persecuting the church.
Persecuting the church. Right? He had Peter and the other apostles, he had them on the run. Right? Y'all seen that movie Friday? When they hear Debo on that bike down the street, what they do? That's Paul, man. Paul wasn't nobody to play with. Read on.
Touching the righteousness which is in the law, blameless.
Blameless. Perfect. Right? So he said at the end of the day, that don't matter. Right? But if you started to think yourself just because you Israel, right, that is just all laid out for you. Now remember what Paul said. You ain't better than me. And I'm putting in this work. Paul went to prison. Right? Paul wished that he would be destroyed for hard-headed Israelites. You understand that? That's how bad he wanted it for his people. Huh? All right, so we're just going to touch on a couple of things, right? I want to touch on the adoption. The captain already went into that. So real quick, let's hit Ephesians 1:1.
Let me touch on something real quick. You mentioned that. I just want to bring scripture to it because Paul said he wished he was accursed for his brethren, his kinsmen, who are Israelites. So he wished he was a cursed thing, a thing that would be destroyed. And to understand, to have that level of, to understand that's a high level of love, we got to bring scripture to that, to show you that's a high level of love. Because somebody might say, well, Paul's just crazy. He want to kill himself? How do we know that's love? Right? The scripture's got to tell us that. So give me St. John 15:13. St. John 15:13. Let's see, where did Paul learn to love that way?
The book of St. John, chapter 15, verse 13.
Come on.
Greater love,
Right?
No man.
Greater love have no man. So he's going to tell us the greatest love is about to be inscribed. Read on.
Than this.
This is nobody have a greater love than this. Read on.
That a man.
Read on.
Lay down his life.
Do what?
Lay down his life.
So this is what Paul is saying. I was to be a cursed thing. I was to lay down my life. Read on.
For his friends.
For his friends. Who were the Israelites. So that's where he learned this great love from. Okay? It's depicted in the scriptures. All right? It's the love that Yahushua showed to the nation of Israel. Because he laid his life down for Israel. He learned that. Right? And it was written that that's the greatest love. No man could have this love. To lay his life down for his people. All right? So just want to touch on that point that was made. All right? So we're going to go into the adoption.
We go quickly. Give me Acts 5. 5:28.
Okay.
Because the captain already went through the adoption. He did a great job of that. But there's something else I want to bring out with the apostles. All right. How much love these brothers had for us. And for anybody to try to tell you it's for anybody else, it's a slap in the face to these brothers. Disrespect to these brothers for what they did. Like that?
Acts 5 verse 28.
Come.
Acts 5 verse 28. Saying, "Did not we straightly command you that ye should not teach in this name?"
Right. So what's happening now? Peter and the apostles, they jammed up. Right? They were put in prison. The Most High, the angel of the Lord, broke them out of prison. Right? They did an investigation and saw that all the chains were still there, the locks were still locked. How these brothers get out? So the council just witnessed a miracle, right? But they're still going to try to bring charges upon these brothers. Read on.
"And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine."
Right. Read on.
"And intended to bring this man's blood upon us."
Read on.
Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, "We ought to obey God rather than men."
Right. So we bring this precept out a whole lot. Why? Because we actually obey God. We believe in the Most High. Christians don't. You understand that? And I say that with all confidence. Because how can you read a scripture like, who are Israelites who pertain to adoption, glory, covenants, giving the law, services, and promises? That should be it. There should be no more talk of Gentiles. But Christians don't believe in the Bible. That's just it. They don't believe in the scriptures. This is what these brothers were teaching, man. All right, this is what they went through. They were warned, would you be in court? It's going to be that you in court. The judge telling you, man, don't be preaching that Israelite nonsense. All right? What you going to say? Huh? Peter looked them in the face and said, we ought to obey God rather than men. You understand that? You got to understand who you're working for. Who do you serve? Read on.
"The power of our fathers raised up Yahushua,
Right.
whom ye slew and hanged on a tree." So I remind you what he said. He said, ye slew them and hung them on a tree. Who's he talking to? Who's Peter talking to? He said, whom ye slew and hung on a tree. The what? No. No. Maybe you just locked in prison. We didn't have prisons. We were second-class citizens in Jerusalem. Who had prisons? The Romans. Romans had prisons. The Romans slew him and hung him on a tree. Right? Who did they go to crucify Christ? What was his name? Pontius Pilate. Right? You forgot about Pontius Pilate washing his hands? Right? Pontius Pilate, remember, just like today, if you got beef with somebody, who you got to go to? Pontius Pilate. His name, you don't know his number? 911. You pick up the phone. Right? Pontius Pilate. Hello, Pontius Pilate. They call it the police now. But there's no difference. So the same spirit, the same condition we was in Jerusalem is the condition that we in today. You have to understand that. All right? We were not first-class citizens in Jerusalem at the time of the Messiah was walking the earth. We were just like we are today. Right? We had to go to the Romans for everything. Just like we got to go to the white man for everything. For a job, for food, for everything, you got to go here and get his permission. Get a license, get this, get that. Let him let us live.
Right.
He has to let us live. If he don't want us to drive down the street, guess what? We can't drive down the street. Right? You have to understand, that's the condition. So when you read about the centurions, and you read about this time period in Acts, especially when you read in Acts, understand that we're not the rulers. We don't have a say-so. We moving around the rulers. You know what I mean? We ducking and we trying to make it happen. We dealing with our own people in the midst of the Gentiles. Right there, we're in the midst of us. Okay, so pick it up. Verse 30. The God of our fathers raised up Yahushua, whom he slew and hanged on a tree.
Right? Read on.
Him have the Most High exalted with his right hand,
right,
to be a prince,
read on,
and a savior, so to give repentance, to Israel, and forgiveness of sins.
Right. So that goes into the adoption, right? The forgiveness of sin. Whose sins need to be forgiven? Israel. Okay? Right? Read on.
For we are his witnesses of these things, and so is also the Holy Spirit.
Come. Drop that. Now, something happened in this council, right, that I want to touch on. Because we get into the mind of Paul right now. Right? Go to verse 34.
Verse 34.
Come.
Then stood there up one in the council, a Pharisee, named Gamaliel.
Yeah, come. Gamaliel. Come. All right, read on.
A doctor of the law.
A what?
A doctor of the law.
Read on.
Had in reputation among all the people, and commanded to put the apostle forth a little space.
Time. So this brother was considered a doctor, a Pharisee, right? So he's of an elite status. You understand? Today Esau, they have their experts, right? That they'll bring on the news. They're rocket scientists and they're neuroscientists or whatever.
Usually they say the same thing today. This person has his doctorate. He has a PhD in this and that. That's basically what he's saying. This man, when it comes to the law, he has a PhD.
Check.
All right. When it comes to the law, when it comes to the law, he had a PhD. He had a doctorate. Right? So he was nothing to play with. He knew this law. Right? He went through all the schooling. He went through the ranks. He's got dubbed, and like just like today, you have to go to a lot of school to get a doctorate, right, Con? That ain't just start in America. These things existed even back in Roman times, right? To get a doctorate, that means that you went through all the schooling, you went to the highest level, and the highest level means you have a PhD, you have a doctorate degree, okay, in law. All right. Verse 35. And said unto them, ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves that ye intend to do as touching these men.
Right? Be careful. Be careful. He's giving a warning
Yeah.
to the council. Right? Be careful what you choose to do to these men. Read on.
For behold, these days rose up Thaddeus, boasting himself to be somebody,
right,
to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain, and all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught.
Come. So you had brothers rise up prior to Peter, right? Understand, we in the same, like the minister brought out, we living in the same times, right? Though we have uprisings, right? Black Lives Matter, right? Black Panthers,
Million Man March,
right? Move. You have all these different movements come, right? Uprisings. Why? Because you're an oppressed people.
Right.
We're oppressed. They were being oppressed. So you had brothers that, this ain't right. We got to rise up. And what happened? They got a great following, but it was brought to naught. Right? Read on.
After this man rose up Judas.
Right. So another brother rose up. Right? Another movement. Read on.
Of Galilee. In the days of the taxing, and drew away much people after him.
Right.
He also perished.
Right. Read on.
And all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed.
Right. So you see this. Do you kind of see where Gamaliel is going? You see where he's going with this? Read on.
And now I say unto you, refrain from these men. Right. And let them alone.
Right. Leave them alone. Right? Let's see why.
For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught.
Right.
But if it be of Yahweh, ye cannot overthrow it.
You see, the reasons why these movements rise up in our communities and then they just disappear. Because it's not of the Most High. It's not of God. And don't entangle yourselves in them. What we do in here is of God. Is of the Most High. When we hit those streets, right, and we try to wake our brothers up, wake up our brothers and sisters, that's of the Most High. That will not be stopped. You understand? We are reading accounts of brothers doing the same thing that we strive to do thousands of years later. You understand? Those brothers that rose up and died, they got 2 verses. The only reason why they got mentioned was because of these brothers doing what we're doing today. Understand what exactly this is. Right? Understand how heavy all this is. Read on.
Verse 39. But if it be not of Yahweh, ye cannot overthrow it.
Right.
If it be of Yahweh, ye cannot overthrow it.
Come.
Lest happily ye be found even to fight against Yahweh.
Right. So when you try to bring the truth to somebody, right, and they want to gainsay against you, or they don't want to hear it, no, they are against Yahweh. You understand? When you tell the truth to somebody and they hear it as evil, they hear it as evil because the Lord's against them. Right? Christ said, my sheep hear my voice. You understand? Brothers, you heard this truth. Sisters, you heard this truth, right? And it agreed with you. You understand? Don't let that go to waste. Right? Don't let that fall. Read on.
And to him they agreed. And when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahushua.
So Peter took a beating. Peter and his brothers, they took a beating. And they told him, don't do this no more. Don't speak in the name of Christ. Right? Read.
And let them go.
But what happened?
And they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name.
You hear that? Right? What kind of spirit these brothers are in? They just got locked up. They just had to face a council. They defied the council. Right? The Lord was with them. The Lord put the spirit on Gamaliel, the wisdom on Gamaliel to speak up and say, man, let them go. If it's not of the Most High, they'll die. Their followers will die. Right? But we don't want to be against the Most High. Right? Took a beating and rejoiced. You understand that? You got to rejoice. Listen, if you know you're being persecuted for this truth. Now, I ain't talking about, you going off and, Esau trying to jam me up, because you falsifying paperwork and stuff like that. Now you jammed up. Now you're like, oh, I'm being persecuted because I'm Jake. You know what I mean? Nah. You got to make sure your garment's clean. You understand? You got to make sure you doing the right things. Come on.
That's the same I was reading Maccabees brothers did. They were rejoicing. They were smelling their brother over there crying in the fan. And the other brothers was rejoicing. And we said, we let us die. They was rejoicing of it. And maybe these brothers, they was killing them. They was tortured.
Come on.
They was rejoicing because they was getting tortured because, they didn't want to eat pork. So they wasn't fed up. Go against the law, they're going to die.
Yeah, you talk about the mother with the 7 sons. Come on. You understand? We got to get back to that mind frame. You see, the heathens are afraid of death, right? The heathens come up with, you die and you go someplace fluffy, right? Lay around to make death seem appeasing to them. Israel, we have the understanding of death. You know what I'm saying? These brothers ain't afraid to die because they understand. We understand what happens when you die. The spirit goes where? Back to the Most High. Then where after that? Back in the earth. Right? You live your life now. Right? You live your life according to the Most High. So when you come back in the earth, you understand the Most High bless you. You understand what I'm saying? Solomon do a better job going into that. Right? I'm not even going to attempt to. So now we know about Gamaliel. Oh, finish that. I'm going to touch on this. So their brother just took a beating, right? They're rejoicing over it. Read on.
And daily in the temple and in every house, they ceased not to teach and preach Yahushua.
You see that? Listen, the only person you have to obey is the Most High and these scriptures. That's it. Don't care about what Esau say, what government you in, whatever. You obey the Most High. You do what he say do. You understand that? Them brothers kept preaching in the temple, in every house.
Right.
Right? Any more on that?
That's it, right.
Come. So I just brought out Gamaliel, brought the spirit of these brothers for a point. Give me Acts 22. 22 and 3. All right? So we knew Gamaliel was the chief man of the Pharisees, a doctor, a man of reputation. Right? What does it have to do with Paul, you might be asking? That's what I'm talking about, the mentality of Paul. Right?
Go back to it.
Acts 22.
Okay.
Acts 22, verse 3. Give me 3 and 4. You got to understand the mentality of these brothers. That in no way they're talking about no heathen coming in. Anybody else. They're not mentioning any of these accounts. You got that?
Yep.
All right.
Acts 22, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
I am verily a man which am a Jew.
Right. This is Paul talking. Right? Let you know he's a Jew. He ain't no Greek, he ain't no Roman, he's a Jew. Read on.
Born in Tarshish,
Uh-huh.
a city in Cilicia,
Right.
yet brought up in the city at the feet of Gamaliel.
You hear that? Who was he brought up under?
Gamaliel.
Gamaliel. So when Paul say he a Hebrew of the Hebrews, right? He know what he's talking about. Can't nobody come up against Paul. Right? Read on.
And taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers.
Right. He taught this law perfect. Perfect. Read on.
And was zealous towards Yahweh.
Zealous. Right? Y'all know what that means? Passionate. How bad do you want it? Right? We're going to see how bad Paul wanted it. Read on.
As ye are all, as ye all are this day.
Right?
And I persecuted this way unto the death.
Right.
Binding. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Time. So he persecuted. We read earlier, he persecuted the church. Right? For what he believed to be true, he put you to death. At one time, he believed that Peter and the apostles, what they were teaching was heresy. And he was hunting them down, had them brothers on the run. You understand that? That shows you how zealous he was. He meant business. Right? So that further lets you know he's just going to carry it over. Now he rejoiced in the faith of Yahushua. That same zeal, he going to carry it over. So when he say he telling you the truth, he mean it. Paul ain't taking no bribes. You understand what I'm saying? You think Peter and them, they could have paid him some money? Peter and them almost overthrew Jerusalem. People were selling their property, giving them money, all that stuff. Paul wasn't taking no bribes. Right? Let's go to, I want to touch on the glory, and then I'll move on. I want to touch on the glory, because Captain brought out, I forgot the scripture he brought out. The glory of his throne. All right? Matthew 19:27. Because to establish any kingdom, what has to happen? Huh? Bloodshed. Right? You can't just skip to the end. Right? You got to go through some things. You got to do something. Right? Read that.
(1927).
Come. I read.
Matthew 19, verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, I have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahweh said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right. So these brothers in rulership right now. Right? Listen, the only way you're going to rule anything is through bloodshed. And we should know that better than anybody. blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they should know that better than anybody. Better than anybody. A kingdom is established on conquering another people and enslaving them. That's the only way you do it. So we should not be ashamed when, yes, we will have slaves in the kingdom. Because are we slaves in this kingdom? Right? Where is slavery? There's slavery today. Not only are we in slavery, in a different type of slavery, you still have people in shadow slavery. Right? It's just a way of life. Come.
So all 12 tribes are the only one that's going to be judged.
Say that again?
We're the only ones being judged.
Come. We ruling the whole earth. Right? What's that? 1 Corinthians? 6 and 2. Right. We're gonna judge. We're gonna judge the whole earth, right? Giving of the law. That's in Romans 4. The giving of the law. That ain't for nobody else. Nobody else is supposed to teach you this Bible. Nobody else is supposed to teach you the law. You're the ones that teach the law and give the judgments. Read.
Do you not know, 1 Corinthians 6, verse 2. Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world?
Come on. Read on.
And if the world shall be judged by you,
if the world shall be judged by you, right? If the world shall be judged by you, read on.
Are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
Right. So we should be able to handle these small matters amongst ourselves. Right? We're rehearsing the righteous acts. You understand? This is our time to get perfect. So when we rule the kingdom, it will be perfect. Right? Well, give me Isaiah 40. 40 and start. Come. What don't you understand? All right. So the previous scripture, right? We read that Christ and the apostles, they're going to reign on the 12 thrones. Right? You follow me, brother? All right. So they're going to reign on the 12 thrones. Now in Corinthians, we're reading. Read that again.
1 Corinthians 6, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world?
Do you know who the saints are according to the Bible? Saints. Let's get that. Psalm 55. The saints going to judge the whole world, not the Christian church. Christians can't judge anything. Right? What are they going to use to judge? They don't believe in the law. Right? What are they going to use to judge? Got that?
Psalm 50 and 5.
Uh-huh.
Gather my saints together
Uh-huh.
unto me, those that have made a covenant.
Those that have made a covenant, read on,
with me by sacrifice.
By sacrifice. He only did that with one nation. That was the nation of Israel. You understand that? So when he say the saints shall judge the whole world, he's saying Israel shall judge the whole world. Come on. What? Give me. Come on. Understood. But what are the other people going to do? Who's going to judge other nations? Right. So they judge themselves? Do you judge yourself? If somebody wrongs you, do you have your own court you can go to? Whose court do you have to go to? Esau. Right? So who they going to have to go to? Our courts. Right? It's simple. Right? It's simple. That's what power, rulership, that's what it is. You control everything. Another nation can't do anything without your say-so. And you know what happens when they come to your court? They're going to have to pay you money. Don't we pay Esau money to go to his court? Right? They make money off of us, our little disputes, going to prison. We got to work. They making money. Right? I mean, come on. It's life. That's how it is. Right? That's how you run a kingdom. What I call for? Oh, man. So you got that, brother? The saints shall judge the whole world? Who is Esau? Esau is the white man. The biblical name for the white man. That's it? Kind. I like that brother's spirit. You don't need no breakdown. Esau the white man? Kind. Okay. I got it. I got it. All right, we're going to continue on. Isaiah 40. Look at chapter 40. Because again, you want to talk about the glory. Yeah, it's a glorious thing. You're going to be on your throne. You be in the kingdom. Right? But this is also glory. This is also glorious. Isaiah 40, verse 1.
Isaiah 40, verse 1.
Come.
Comfort ye, my people, saith the Most High. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her, that her warfare is accomplished.
That her what?
That her warfare is accomplished.
So the Most High is saying, Israel, relax, man. Chill out. Y'all good. The warfare is accomplished. Christ will sit on his throne when? When the warfare is accomplished, huh? Right? Makes sense, don't it? Read on.
That her iniquity is pardoned.
Israel's sins is forgiven. It's pardoned. No more. Read on.
For she hath received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins.
Right. So we don't went through our punishment, right? Read on.
The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness. Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our power.
Right. Make straight a highway in the desert for our power. Right? See, the Most High don't deal with pretty things, you know. He does. But understand the point that the scripture is going to bring out. Right? Make ye a highway out of the desert for the Most High. Read on.
Every valley shall be exalted.
Right. So every valley, hills and valley represents government. We in the valley right now. We have no strength. Right? A valley is always a weak point as far as military strategy. Right? If you in the valley, you cook food. Right? Read on.
And every mountain and hill shall be made low.
Right. So all the governments of the earth are going to be made low. The valley is going to be risen up. Right? Don't the prophecy say, sit ye in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon? Right? Read on.
And the crooked shall be made straight.
Right? Read on.
And the rough place plain. And the glory of Yahweh shall...
No, read on.
And the glory of Yahweh shall be revealed.
Right. So the crooked, the rough, all that going to be corrected. Just look at the conditions of our people. We crooked and rough as hell. We jacked up, man. Right? That make it even more important the work that we call to do. Right? You got to take it serious. And it's a Most High he glorifying himself where look where these people came from, and now they're going to be on top. That's a part of the glory. Read on.
And all flesh shall see it together.
Christians want to say all flesh shall see it. Right? But just because they see it don't mean they in the glory. Right? They witnessing it. Why? Read on.
For the mouth of Yahweh hath spoken it. The voice said, cry. And he said, what shall I cry? All flesh is grass.
Uh-huh.
And all the goodliness thereof is as the flower of the field.
Right.
The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, because of the spirit of Yahweh bloweth upon it.
Right.
Surely the people is grass.
Right. You hear that? So the warfare is over. The Most High is talking about what he's doing to these people. What he did to them. They finished. Right? Read on.
The grass withereth and the flower fadeth.
Uh-huh.
But the word of our power shall stand forever.
Right. You understand? We're gonna stand forever. Read on.
O Zion.
Oh,
O Zion.
oh Zion. You can't get confused. Right? The people withered away. Right? Who did he tell to relax and be comfort in the beginning? He's talking to my people. A clear difference. Read on.
O Zion, that bringest good tidings.
Uh-huh.
Get thee up into the high mountain.
You hear that? So that lets you know Zion was in the valley. The Most High saying, get thee up into the high mountains. Take your seat of rulership. Right? This is the glory. This is glorious. Read on.
O Jerusalem,
Uh-huh.
that bringeth good tidings, lift up thy voice with strength.
Uh-huh.
Lift it up. Be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, behold your power.
Right. Right. So after all this, look, behold, the Most High glorified us. You understand? The Most High take glory in that. Destruction. The Most High say, I, Yahweh, am a man of war. Right? Everything, nothing in the Bible is, oh, I just feel so good. Love of Jesus, blah, 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 blah. You can't find that in the scriptures. And if you like me, man, like, church was just church. You know what I mean? You really didn't feel a place in there. You knew something was off. Right? Everything is just everything can't be all mushy, mushy, mushy. The Most High put everybody to death in Genesis. You understand? Put everybody to death, 7, 8 people. Everything can't be. The scriptures say a double-minded man is what? So you telling me the Most High is unstable? Huh? Come on. All you got to do is think. Christians ain't thinking. Now you wonder why everything topsy-turvy in the church. Right? Man, sisters in trouble. Because all the men gay. Right? You wonder why. We keep being fed all this softness, this soft, mushy, mushy stuff. Most High with that. Read on.
Verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Behold,
Okay.
the power will come with strong hand.
With a strong hand.
Right?
Y'all know what that means, right? A strong hand. When was the last time he came with a strong hand? Egypt, no? Right? What happened in Egypt? Everything happened in Egypt. That's what happened. All the firstborn and everything dead. Right? Plagues, pestilence, darkness. Come on, the Lord ain't playing. When he says strong hand, when the scriptures say every arrow shall be loose and none shall miss his mark. Right? Most High ain't playing. That's exactly what he means. Read on.
And his arm shall rule for him.
Right. Who's the arm of the Most High? Hamashiach. Come on, Isaiah 53. Read on.
Behold, his reward is with him.
Right.
And his work before him.
His work before him. So the whole, you got to enjoy the process. You understand? For glory. You got to enjoy the process. It take work. It take hardship. Right? You got to endure as a soldier. Right? No? Come. All right. I get off of that. Let's get verse 5. Romans 9:5. It's hard to get through them first 4 verses. But it lets you know, there is no space. If you're not an Israelite, you don't see, you see yourself in here in chains or subservient. You understand? Like a woman that Christ was ignoring. Right? And Christians love to use that. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Right? Christians love to use that. Right? But she said, doesn't even the dogs eat from the crumbs of the master's table? Right? You want that scripture? Come, we can get that. We can get that. Oh, we're going to get it. What? I can't hear you.
He says, you looking for
Matthew 15:23?
Yeah. We'll start with 15 and 20.
Come on. Don't get that.
Matthew 50, verse 22.
Come. Read.
And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David.
Thou son of David. So she knew who he was. Right? A woman of Canaan comes on the Mashiach. She knew who he was. She know what he can do. Right? Read on.
My daughter is grievous, vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word.
So why is Christ ignoring her? Huh? What's that? She's not his people. Right? Right? Doesn't Jesus love all the little children? Right? My daughter is sick. Please help me.
Oh, the children of the world.
Right? He answered her not a word. Read on.
And the disciples came, besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us.
Right. So the same disciples that Christians take this for everybody, what they just said? Send her away. Read on.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
You hear that? That's good. Well, Christians don't want to hear that. Let me tell you, these simple scriptures was enough for me. You understand? When they heard these scriptures, it's like there's nothing else you can tell me. Right? Because if there is, that means the Bible's a lie. Right? If you go roll with the scriptures, you got to take everything. Right? Read on.
Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me.
Right. So she came worshiping him. Then the scripture said that he is going to come bow down to you. Huh? But when you ask the heathen shall judge, the Israel shall judge the world, they got to come to us for healing. Don't we go to Esau for healing? We got to get his medicine. We got to go get his prescription, his insurance.
Zechariah 8:23, Jeremiah 16:19 about the same.
Don't get that?
Oh, you stay here.
God, we're going to finish this. Read on.
But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs.
Right. So let me ask you this. Any of you brothers or mothers with children, would you take your child's food and give it to the dog? No. That's what Christ is saying. Right? He equated this same situation to you taking food out of your child's mouth and giving it to the dogs. Right? Let's hear her response. Read on.
And she said, truth.
Huh? Truth. She said, truth. She didn't agree. She didn't say that's not fair. Right? She said, truth. You understand? Listen, we're going to break the backs of these heathens. They're going to submit. And they're going to say truth. They're going to say truth. Read on.
Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table.
Right. So you eat your food, you know, the little crumbs that may fall off, your chicken or your little rice that fall on the ground. The dogs do what? They come and lick it. And when you have dogs, what they do when you eat it? They lay right there, right? And if they're obedient, they don't make a noise. They sit right there quiet, and they will wait for the smallest drop to go lick it up. That's what the heat is going to do. Christ said it. I ain't said it. I ain't said a word on that.
But don't y'all understand that's the condition that we're in? Don't we do that? Don't our people just look for a part, some sort of riches to come down, right? From Esau? They own everything. We don't care what they own. We just want some, right? Because our people don't even try to own in this kingdom. They don't want to own no government. They don't want to own no city. They just happy to get a little business. Just happy to get a little house. Maybe a car. Maybe their bills get paid. They're happy with that. That's crumbs from the master's table. We're in the condition that we're reading. That's the part that really tripped me out about our people when they read these scriptures. They, oh, that sounds so terrible. But you're in that condition right now. Right? Our people don't look to own the hospital. We just want a prescription. We want to be able to pay for our medicine. That's hard enough. We're trying to get our health care. Health care is through the roof. Right? We're not looking to own the pharmacy. We just want a prescription filled. We don't even think to be in the master's position. This is what I'm bringing up. We don't think to overthrow his position. We don't think that we ought to be the law makers. Right? We just trying to stay out of trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we don't break the law and get in trouble. We're not trying to make the laws. That's the mentality that we're in. So what Christ is showing this Canaanite woman, all right, or reiterating to her, is that there's going to be a new order on the earth. He's showing her an inkling of the new world order. The new world order is what you're ruling. That you're the senators, you're the president. You control the borders. You control the airwaves. You control the television, the radio. You decide what's being played and not played. You're not just looking for your song to be played. Right. You decide whatever is played has to go through you. It's a whole different mentality. We've been slaves for so many generations, we can't even think this far. We got to be totally reprogrammed the way we think. Right? Because we're happy with so little. If we just got our stuff paid, we happy. Right? We dance. Oh, shoot, I paid my bill. That's the money in my pocket. I'm good. Breathe easy. Right? I'm blessed. He started sending Texas out. I'm blessed to be stressed. You don't have the first idea what blessed is. You have no idea what the Most High have in store for us in these scriptures. Right? That thought pattern is what's supposed to be taught in the churches. And that's why the Catholics banging on Christianity, that's the other way to say it, right? Because it's not being taught. They're not telling our people that you are going to rule and what that means, rule. Right? When the scriptures tell us that the earth is going to be ruled by you or by the righteous. What does that mean? What does that really mean for everybody? What kind of world is that? There's no place on this earth that's like that. Because this whole earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Right? So there's no place on the earth like what we read about in the scriptures. Right? But we're looking to have that established. It starts with you manifesting. Right? You got to start manifesting it in your small circles, in your household, amongst your things. You gotta set the law. You gotta be kings in your household, right? And set the law. You got a king and a minister of your house. That's where it starts. Because things start to run right then. It changes the mentality of everybody. From the children, from the wives, wherever. It changes the mentality. Changes your mentality, which is most important. How you view yourself. Right? Well, we don't view ourselves in the right light. So we got to get ourselves right. Everybody understand that? All right, let's see.
All right, read on.
Let me finish this here.
Right.
I'll pick it up with verse 27.
Right.
And she said, truth, Lord.
Come.
Yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table.
Right. So let me get a little crumb. True. Let me get a crumb. Read on.
Then Yahweh answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith.
What?
Great is thy faith.
That's the faith these heathens should have.
That's right.
They ain't got the same faith we have. It's not the same. You understand? Christ said, great is thy faith for wanting the crumbs, wanting the leftovers. Right? Read on.
Be it unto thee as thou wilt.
All right. I'll heed your daughter.
And her daughter was made whole from that very hour.
There it is. That's a crumb. That's a crumb. Listen, Peter, hold on. These brothers, they rose up, man. The shadow was healing people. Peter's shadow was healing people walking through the city. Healing Israelites. You understand? A woman grabbed the hem of Yahweh's garment and she was healed. She had to ask. This woman begged for it and accepted her place as a dog. Right? God. No.
She's a Canaanite.
Oh, the daughter?
Yeah.
We don't know that.
Canaanite.
But the mother is a Canaanite.
Yeah.
Right? And that's another thing. We don't know the nationality of the daughter, because why? Seed of the father. Right? We don't know that. The minister brought up the wicked. The earth has been given to the hand of the wicked. Give me Psalm 50 and 16. I want to talk about it. What does the scripture say about the wicked? Right? Who's the wicked? Who's the earth been given to? Esau. Right? He's the wicked. Right? When Alexander the Greek in the Apocrypha, you read when they took over, when they started to rule, what did it say? They were the borders of wickedness. The beginning and the end of wickedness. You understand that? They are where wickedness starts and where wickedness ends. Read that.
Psalms 50 verse 16.
But
unto the wicked.
Unto the wicked.
Yahweh said. What hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
So you heard what the scripture just said, right? Who is teaching you the Bible today? Who's teaching you the Bible? Who's teaching our people the Bible? The wicked. Read that again.
But unto the wicked, Yahweh said. What hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
What you got to do to declare? What do you have to do with my statute? Who was the statutes given to? Israel. Romans 9 said we got the service of the Most High. We're the ones that deliver the statutes, the covenants, the judgments. Right? The wicked is doing it right now. Finish that.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant into thy mouth.
Right. So the Most High is saying, what y'all even doing talking my words? You understand? They shouldn't even own the Bible. All right? They should find out once it ain't got nothing to do with them. Yeah. You understand?
I think it was Hillary Clinton that's trying to petition to outlaw the Bible.
Right, in California?
Yeah.
Right.
She wanted to outlaw the Bible. Why? Because she started reading the Bible and started saying, man, you know, I think she might have saw she might have saw one of the brothers teaching or something.
Right.
And she got a whole earful of the Bible. She said, man, we got to outlaw this Bible. Because she realized this Bible ain't for her.
Right.
It ain't for that.
But Hollywood know this. It's in almost every movie, right? Go watch all the old Planet of the Apes. You're reading Isaiah, Jeremiah, in those movies, Planet of the Apes, right? It's about you. Go watch them old ones. You finished that?
It's more than 31.
All right, we can move on. Romans 9, verse 5. Come on.
What verse is that? I'm at the last verse you read.
50, 16.
Oh, yeah.
Psalms 50, verse.
Yeah, Psalms 50 and 16.
Psalms 50, verse 16.
I mean, I can stay in verse 4 all night. I mean, but we're going to move on. We're going to hit verse 5, Romans 9 and 5. And the reason why it's important, know the whole chapter of Romans 9. Know that chapter. Because I know you can get comfortable getting to the 4th verse, and that's it. Right? But if you don't read it, man, listen, a con artist takes advantage of the things you don't know. Right? So what? I mean, just read on. You got to do the work. You got to read on for yourself. Right? Verse 5.
Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came.
Right. So we know Christ came for people concerning his flesh. Right? We should be clear on that. Israel. Read on.
Who is over all, Yahweh blessed forever among.
Right. Verse 6.
Not as though the word of Yahweh have taken none effect, but they are not all Israel which are of Israel.
Right. Pay close attention. Right. Read on.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children.
Right. So Paul is starting at Israel. Right. Israel. They're not all Israel that is of Israel. Right? Then he goes to Abraham. Neither is there the seed of Abraham. Right? What does it say? Neither they the seed of Abraham are they all children. Right? Because Abraham had more than Ishmael and Isaac. Right? I think he had 8 sons total. Right? He literally was the father of many nations. But who got the promise? Isaac. And it's right here in the same chapter. We're going to get to it. All right? Israel that are not Israel. What does that mean? Two-thirds. Come on, we can get that. Zechariah 13:7. We can get that. What does it mean that they are not all Israel that is of Israel? Huh? Close. Right? You're going to see. You're going to see.
Zechariah 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd part shall be left therein.
Right. So 2 parts shall be cut off, but the 3rd shall be left. Who's this concerning? Concerning Israel. Right? Read on.
And I will break the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them.
Right.
I will say, it is my people.
Right.
And they shall say, Yahweh is my power.
So, you understand the Israelites who cleaned themselves up, repent, come back to the nation, come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, right? The Most High will accept them. Y'all get that? That's the Israel. Come. I can't hear you, brother.
I said, quick question. I've been hearing on some videos that the 2/3 is 66.6. Is that true?
Mathematically speaking, yes.
Mathematically speaking.
Right? But you know, listen, people go into all kind of, doctrines. You know, you have people who claim they got high knowledge in numerology and they are 666. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's right. So that's technically 2/3. All right. Let me get
scripture on the 2/3.
Huh.
Get First Maccabees 1 and 11. Because the 2/3 always existed in Israel. Right, you know the scripture. I'll read it. The 2/3 always existed in Israel. We witnessed them in the wilderness, right? With Dathan and Korah, right? That rose up against Moses. We always had the 2/3 among us, all right? There's no difference. The Israelites that said, crucify him, let his blood be upon us and our children, right? When Christ was being put on the cross, that's the 2/3 showing up again, right? I'm going to read in the Maccabees 1 and 11. Right. Matter of fact, let me I'll read 1 and 10. I'll start with 1 and 10. First Maccabees 1 and 10. All right. It says, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. So who's ruling? What kingdom? The kingdom of what? What did he just call it?
Greeks.
The Greeks. The kingdom of the Greeks. We just read, right? So now we're talking about a time period when who was ruling? The Greeks. All right. Verse 11. In those days, went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the custom of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. So we went here to show you that what? How do you know 2/3 from the 1/3? The attributes are all through the scriptures. The 2/3 are those that's always going to want to be around the other nations. If people come and we tell them that the so-called Caucasian man, the European, the white man's going into captivity in the kingdom, and if he can't go and be blessed, they don't want to go either. Right? We suffer that all the time. We see how people throw themselves in front of the heathen. What you have to recognize, what you're seeing is the 2/3. It always existed. It always will exist until that fateful day that we read about in Zechariah, where the Most High said, I'm going to do away with the 2/3. But until he do away with the 2/3, he's always going to be among us. He's going to be that brother that would not serve Yahweh without the white man with him too, or the Chinese man, or the African. Won't leave that alone. Trying to incorporate all people. All right, man. The 2/3 what?
Do they have to be saved?
No, we're going to be saved from them. They're going to be destroyed. Okay? They're going to be destroyed. Now, will they be born in new souls? That's a whole nother conversation, right? New souls into the kingdom of heaven. Because all Israel shall be saved. But the 2/3 going to be cut off and be destroyed in the fire. All right? But now, you have to understand certain souls can be destroyed in the lake of fire. So that goes into a whole other understanding, right? Certain souls will be destroyed completely and will not return, right? They will spend their time in the lake of fire. That's why it should say, fear him that killed the body and the soul in the lake of fire. So you got to understand, there's an end to certain people. But certain people will be able to return. You know what I mean? Through your lineage, through your bloodline. Go ahead.
What's the lake of fire?
The lake of fire is when this land that we're sitting on right now is a continual smoke, according to the scripture. This lake of fire is where we're sitting right now. This is the lake of fire. Okay, so when the Most High comes to destroy America, right, it will be continually burning. It will never stop burning. Okay, so that's the lake of fire. So lake of fire doesn't exist on the earth yet. Lake of fire is coming in the future when our kingdom is going to be established. Okay. Oh. Okay. Revelation 18. I get it. You had not wanted to be. don't worry about it. You ain't gonna be in the lake of fire. That's what you worry about. But let's see who's gonna be in the lake of fire. Come. You could also look at Isaiah. So you should go up year to see them. 66. I'll look it up. I started verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin.
Y'all listen good.
Right? Right? And that ye receive not of her plagues. Right? Her sins have reached up unto heaven. And the Most High hath remembered her iniquity.
Right. So what's this talking about? Right? It's talking about Babylon. Yeah. The destruction of Babylon. Come out of her, my people. Right? The 1/3 is going to be the one that come out of Babylon. Come out of the philosophy. Come out of the traditions of Babylon. Right? The 2/3 is going to fall into destruction. Right? Be not partakers of their plagues. They're going to be partakers of the plagues that fall. Read on.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the power have remembered her iniquity.
Right.
Reward her even as she has rewarded you.
The Most High ain't forget what went down with us. Right? The white man will tell you, forget about slavery. That was a long time ago. The Most High ain't forget. Right? Listen, every single crack baby that was born in the 80s, 70s, heroin epidemic, crack epidemic, right? Every single one of those babies that was born, the white man's gonna pay for that, right? Every homeless man that's bugged out of his mind, black, Hispanic, and Native, he's going to pay for that. The Most High is not going to overlook any of that, right? Read on.
You gotta remember, this land that we living in here was populated and owned by our people before the European came, right? Israelites owned this land in America before the Caucasian came. So they got to pay for all that. Okay? You understand, they stole the whole earth. Right? So you got to understand there's a long rap sheet. Right? When you go to, they say, well, you go to court and they start putting out your file. When the file come out, it's going to be a huge, when that thing hit the table about everything that he did on the earth, it's going to be crazy. Right? It's going to be crazy. Right? It won't be enough punishment on the earth to satisfy. Right? Hold your, please, let me finish this. Verse 7, verse 8. Therefore her plague come in one day. Death and mourning and famine and she shall utterly burn with fire.
Right.
For strong is the power of Yahweh who judgeth her.
Right. So that's the judgment of this place. Right? We're gonna be burnt with fire. Right? What's it? Peter say the elements will melt. Right? With fervent heat. Right? You're gonna be standing, your eyes burning out of the sockets. That's talking about nuclear missile. See, Esau knows this in the scriptures. It's in that movie Terminator. Yep. When that bomb dropped and the lady holding the fence, all the skin just burned off of her, eyes melt, tongue gone. That's Bible. Right? The scriptures say he bears not the sword in vain. They don't have all these dukes created for nothing. Right? They ain't trying to research dark matter and split atoms for no reason. Right? This place gonna get hit with everything. More on that?
Yeah. Verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her.
Right.
And lament for her.
Right.
When they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Right. So all the nations that got rich off of America, that made allegiance with Esau, with the so-called white man, to enslave us. Right? You think other nations, you think it's coincidence that Arabs, Chinese, East Indians, they come into your neighborhood and set up stores? Huh? And they don't hire you? Right? Open up nail salons? Right? Nail salons is a big thing. It's a big thing. Right? But Moab beating our women down in them damn salons. Right? Because we the dogs. You see what I'm saying? They eating us now. Right? All the nations that live deliciously with her, they gonna wail, man. They gonna see the smoke. Right? Because you know, after what happens after Babylon burn, we coming for them. Right? They next. You understand? Let me get Jeremiah 51 and 20. We're going to show you. Right? We're going to show you these other nations got something coming to them. You know, all the scripture, all the prophecies say the same thing. They tell you the same thing. There is no way everything can be all nations come together. Because every prophecy we read, it's about the nations being destroyed and being subjugated to Israel. Right? Somebody lying. I'd rather obey God rather than men. Got that? Read it.
Jeremiah 51 verse 20. Right.
Come.
I saw verse 19.
Come.
The portion of Jacob is not like them.
Right?
For he is the former of all things.
Right.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
Right. So Israel gonna get the inheritance. You understand? Nobody else. And it's gonna show you that through the scriptures. That I'm not just saying that. Read.
The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
Right? Israel is his battle axe and weapons of war. Read on.
And with thee will I break in pieces the nations.
You hear that? With thee I will break in pieces the nations. This is a prophecy. Did that happen in biblical times? Huh? It didn't happen, didn't it? Right? But read on. We gonna know what this talking about. Read on.
And with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and the rider.
Right.
And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider.
Uh-huh.
And with thee will I break in pieces the man and woman. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young.
Right.
And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid.
So y'all get the point. Everything is finished. Right? All of Esau military, his tanks, his Air Force, his Space Force, right? His Navy, them battleships they got out there, the horse and the rider, all that's going to be finished. We don't see none of that. Right? All that is vanity. They doing it, you know what I mean? What else they going to do? They ain't going to lay down, so what they going to do? They going to fight. Right? He said he gonna gather all nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? Where he gonna do what? Plead with them for who? My people. Right? This is what it's talking about. Other nations gonna get destroyed, man. But if you let somebody fool you about all nations, man, I don't even continue the conversation. If after you bring this to somebody and they still talking about all nations, man, there ain't too much you can say.
I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces the captain and the rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and unto all the inhabitants of Chaldea all the evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Most High.
So that's the whole society, right? All their leaders and their followers, right? They talk about the husbandman, talk about the farmer, right? Well, we know today, what the scripture's trying to bring out, whatever they using to make their money, their economy, right? Economy gonna be broken into pieces. All society's finished. They're gonna have nothing left. That's it on that? Okay. All right. So we'll get back into Romans. Where are we at? Romans 9 and 8.
Before we get Romans 9, I want to fully answer his question about the lake of fire. Isaiah 34 and 10. We understand that fire is going to burn forever.
Should Isaiah 34 and 10?
34 and 10.
That's it. We'll start at verse 8. Isaiah 34 and verse 8.
Right.
Isaiah 34 and verse 8. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion.
Right, so he's going to recompense for the controversy of Zion. What is recompense? Payback. So this is the year of the Father's vengeance. This is when he's going to come back and get vengeance. That's why I said the lake of fire is not yet. It's after the Most High's vengeance comes about, right? Read on.
Verse 9. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch.
Right.
And the dust thereof into brimstone.
Come on.
And the land thereof shall become burning pitch.
Shall become what?
Burning pitch.
What's pitch? What's pitch? Pitch. You might see a truck that pulls pitch, right? It's tar, right? That's what pitch is. You see when they fix the road or when they're doing the roof, they got that truck that looks like a grill, and something that's in there that's just smoking and firing and burning, right? The reason why they light it like that from early out in the morning, it'll burn all day. It will never stop burning, right? And then they do their work for the day out of this pitch that's lit on fire. They don't have to keep lighting it. It stays lit, okay? So what the Most High is comparing is the land like that pitch, like in that it's going to continue to burn and burn, burn and don't stop burning. Okay, read on.
Verse 10. It shall not be quenched, night nor day.
Read.
The smoke thereof shall go up forever.
Come on, for how long?
Forever.
The smoke thereof shall go up forever. I mean, it's going to be burning and it's not going to stop. It's going to continue. Read on.
From generation to generation.
Read on.
It shall lie waste.
Yeah.
None shall pass through it.
Right.
Forever and ever.
Forever and ever. So it's going to be continued burning. This is the lake of fire. Okay? And it will continually burn. It will not stop. Okay? Oh.
When the scriptures refer this being the land of the north, it's talking about from Canada all the way to the end of South America, correct? And the islands that's near. Doesn't that whole thing make up the land of the north? Or is it just the United States of America?
Don't know. That part we don't know. We know America is going to be burning. I don't know if it's Canada all the way to South America. It's all connected, so it might be the whole Western Hemisphere. You know what I mean? But
and Canada has slaves too. Canadians then they slip, right? A couple of years ago, they had a big article talking about how they freed slaves.
Yeah.
And set up what's that called? In Africa, Freetown or something. It's a colony. If I say the name, you guys are gonna know it. Where they sent Africans, so-called Africans, back to Africa, right? But the truth of the matter is, because it was Benjamites over there, because the slaves that Canada got came from the West Indies,
right.
And they rode so much hell up in Canada, they shipped them, they sent them back. That's what happened.
Okay.
So they tried to spin it and say
Canada owned a lot of the West Indian businesses and their natural resources.
Huh.
Right, they own a lot of natural resources in the Caribbean. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware of that history, but that does make sense.
And they try to flip it and say, because Canadians always try to say that we're not like Americans.
Right, right.
Right? They always try to, separate themselves from America. So they try to push this thing where, they let go of their slaves. Nah, they couldn't handle it. Right? The Willie Lynch letter, they make it up there. You understand? They ain't know what to do with them, so they send them back.
Yeah. Canada was just a colony of France anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was just France that came and colonized Canada. But like all the rest of this land here, this continent of North America, we were all over the land. We were in Canada too, right? And we were in the cold, we were all over. Our people, we inhabit this whole land. All right, get that straight. That it was not empty pockets of the land. We inhabit from sea to sea. Our people inhabit the land. We were here a long time. Thousands of years we were here before the European came here. Almost 2,000 years before he came here, we was here. So we got to understand that we had a lot of time to do a lot of things. 2,000 years is a long time, huh? Think about 2,000 years ago. What was going on in the earth? Right? 2,000 years ago, who was on the scene? Right now, we're in 2000 what? 18. So we're talking about 18 AD. What was happening on the earth? Right? Who was ruling?
Rome.
Not yet. I think the Greeks still had it. Rome didn't even get it yet. We still in the Greco. We still 18 AD. Greeks still in power. Or Rome took power already. Rome got power already?
Rome like 327 BC.
327 BC? 333 BC is Greek, man.
Right. Well, when Christ was on the scene, it was Rome.
Right.
Right.
But Christ didn't get on the scene to what? About 38 AD? 33 AD? So Rome is about to rule. Between the Greco-Roman rulership on the earth, right? Greek was coming out, Rome was coming in during this time. They have a movie called 300, right? 300 is showing the Greeks' rulership on the earth, how strong they were. Now no nation come against them and all that. That's him glorifying his history, right? But it also shows you in that movie 300 how the Romans was coming up right after them. Okay, so the Romans came up right after the Greeks. Yahweh's not even on the scene yet. 2,000 years ago, we was already here. That's how long we've been in this land. You have to understand, we've been in this land a long time. All right, that. Say it louder.
Which was it, the Greeks or the Romans that used to go to war, but naked and put that homosexual stuff? Which one was that? The Greeks or the Romans? Greeks.
I think that most of the Greek. Yeah. I'm not sure about that history. Yeah. But I'll look into it. What are you saying, Sandra?
Xerxes. Which king that was?
Persian media.
Yeah.
Right. Right, that movie 300. That's Daniel.
That's them taking down Darius.
Right. Oh, Darius.
They're taking down Darius.
Right.
That's the Greeks coming into power.
Mm-hmm.
Darius was king right before the Greeks, right before Alexander the Greek.
Right.
So 300, that's early in 300, right? In the movie, when they taking down the elephants and all that.
Yeah.
That's early in the movie.
Right.
Right. So that's them taking down the Persian and the Medes, and then establishing the Greek rulership. But they also was dealing with the Romans. Romans were around, they just didn't rule yet. So that's what I'm saying. They were called Spartans, right? Spartans were some of the Romans that was getting involved. You know what I mean? But they weren't in rulership yet. All right. So just showing you that history books parallel what the Bible said. The Bible is a history book. You can go to history and read the events that the Bible is talking about. All right, very clearly. To know that, so if you need it, and some people say, why do you believe in the Bible so much, right? Because the history tells you the Bible is correct. Right? The history books that telling you the truth is showing you that everything the Bible said came to pass. Right? But the Bible was written before all that things came to pass. All right, so just to understand clearly how long we've been in this land. All right. So we inhabited all Americas from the tip of what's the bottom? Argentina? Or Chile?
Yeah.
Who's the last one?
I think it's Chile.
Chile? From the tip of Chile to up into North Canada, our people dwelt in this whole land. We had this whole land. Okay. When Esau came here, there was mass slaughter, taking no account. Millions and millions of lives was killed on this land. That's why they call them ancient burial grounds, right? Listen, man, Esau was making big pits because there was so much slaughter that he had to make big, huge pits and just throw all the bodies in there and cover them up. Right? Some of these mountains and the hills is bodies, man. Just bodies. That's how many bodies was here. All right, so the history of the bodies in America, I mean, this whole place is built on bodies. There's so much killing going on. All right, so understand that, the way they depict it, even in the little movies, it's a shadow of the things that actually took place. You know what I mean? It's a small inkling of what actually took place. And they want to talk about the South during slavery. Listen, the South ain't nothing compared to what was going on in Central America, South America, that was going on in the Caribbean, going on in Canada. The South is just a little inkling. Right? You got to read about all these other areas that he was going into. Right? Esau says, remember the Alamo. What happened over there? What really went down over there? All right? They slaughtered the Israelites. They slaughtered these people. All right? In mass numbers, millions. Right? Millions. So you got to get the numbers right in your head so you can really see what transpired. And they try to dumb it down and play it down with these little slavery movies. You know what I mean? A couple of slaves and a couple of plantations. Nah. That was going on everywhere from Argentina or Chile all the way up to Canada. Okay. That's why every section has a different, like we were talking to a family from France owns certain places, Spain owns certain, they all sent their merchant ships here. Every European country sent their ships to this land to destroy and capture. It was a free fall, right, in this land. Okay, the Dutch, right, We always talk about France, Spain, and England, right? Don't forget about the Dutch, right? Don't forget about Portuguese, Sweden, the Netherlands, Norway. They all took a part in this thing, right?
They try to play innocent.
Right. They weren't a part of this thing. It was all a part of this thing, man. All right. Russia, all was a part of this thing. So we got to make sure we understand true world history than what they try to, his story, they try to teach us in the school system. You look up there. We were running Russia. We were running Russia, and the white man came, took us down in Russia and enslaved us in Russia. Right? That's why you go to the old Russian icons of Christ and all the disciples, they're all black because we were running Russia. All right. So when we go into the history, I'm gonna go over to
You created the language.
right the very Russian language. Right? We were speaking that before the white man was speaking. Right? When they talk about the czars and stuff like that. Okay? So we have a illustrious history on this earth, man. Right? You know, if you go to Asia, you go to China, you see the old ancient artifacts of the Chinese. Look at them artifacts, man. They're your forefathers. Right? The ancient samurais, who they called gods. Right? They all had kinky hair and wide noses. All right? You look at the artifacts. So you know use all through this earth, man. We got to start expand our minds and think on the level of what actually took place on this earth, man. Right? It was an overtaking that took hundreds of years. It didn't happen just like that. Hundreds of years Esau was trying to take us down everywhere that we was and hunt us down. And the Most High was on his side because of our disobedience. Because we were ruling all these areas, but we were in wickedness. Wasn't keeping Torah. We was in all these places, but we were not keeping Torah. We were wicked. Right? And the Most High took us down. There was always a remnant amongst us that was telling us to repent, come back to the Most High. Trust me, there's always that remnant in Israel. Most High said, He'd never leave us without that remnant. So we was in all these kingdoms. We were there. Somebody was there telling the people, you got to repent. Get back to the commandments. We didn't like. But just like today, they don't want to hear us. They want to hear us. All right. So nothing new under the sun, brothers. Nothing new under the sun. What you doing today? Little meetings we were having these kind of meetings in the time of the Maccabees, right? Hiding small places, holding class. Okay? So what you're doing is part of your history. All right? So there ain't no new thing. You say, well, you this new religion. There's nothing new about what we're doing. Right? This ain't no new religion. This ain't no fad. This ain't something that just came up. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is a new religion. You know, this Israelite thing. Right? You've been on this earth forever. The history talks of us. Talks of the commandment keepers, those that kept these laws, that had this way about them. Yeah? So understand how deep your history runs. All right, so let's I just want to go to Isaiah to show you that it's going to be a continual burning, like a pitch, right? Like tar that will continue to burn. This earth, this North America is going to be like that. All right? And that's where souls going to be cast to be in the lake of fire, to be destroyed. Okay? So, we're going to be on. There's other scriptures with that, but that's another class.
All right. Back to Romans 9. Romans 9 and 8.
Romans 9 and 8. So, Romans 9, verse 8. This is they which are the children of the flesh.
Right. So Israel that is not of Israel, right? Abraham's seed that is not counted for, they are considered children of the flesh. Read on.
These are not children of Yahweh.
They're not children of God. Sometimes we'll ask people when we're out teaching, who are you according to the Bible? Right? What's your nationality according to the Bible? They'll say child of God. Child of God is not a nationality, first of all. Right? But everybody is not a child of God. But God created everybody. But the Bible just said these are not the what?
The children of God.
Not the children of God. Read on.
But the children of the promise and counted for the seed.
Right. The children of the promise is counted for the seed. Verse 9.
For this is the word of promise.
Uh-huh.
At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son.
Right. Sarah's going to have a son. Who was Sarah married to? Huh? Abraham. Right? Who did she give birth to? Isaac. That's who we dealing with. None of the other sons of Abraham matter. Right? They got their blessing. Most High told Abraham to send them away. Gave them gifts. Right? Read on.
And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived,
right,
by one,
Rebekah,
even by our father Isaac.
Right. So Rebekah. So now we still dealing with Isaac. And Rebekah conceived who? Jacob. Right? Read on.
For the children being not yet born, neither have done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to the election might stand.
Right. So it's going into Jacob and Esau. Right? That according to the election, they didn't do anything. It wasn't because of anything they did. The Most High chose Jacob. Who was the firstborn? Esau, right? Shouldn't the firstborn get the blessing? Right? But Yahweh chose who? Jacob. Right? That's who he chose. Read on.
Not of works.
And
not
that's
of him that calleth.
Right. Not anything they did. Right? Not of works. Read on.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
Right. There you go. The elder, Esau, shall serve the younger. Jacob. Read on.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So God loves everybody. Right? Well, that can't, somebody's lying. Right? Who's lying? Huh? Man. Which man? And every Christian pastor who tell you God love everybody. Right? The reason why you believe God love everybody, right, is because you were beaten down. Because nobody loved you. Right? The reason why you believe God loves everybody is because nobody loves you. You want somebody to love you. So you'll accept that God loves everybody. Right? Huh. Right. God love everybody, right? Right? Right. Now John 3:16 was coming out. Right? When we were getting our backs whipped. Right? In the cotton field.
They'll bring it out. They'll tell you that God loved you in the condition that you were in.
Yeah.
He loved you to be a slave. To serve your they used to twist the scriptures to prove that obey your master. And now you be a good slave. Right? That master ain't talking about no slave master in the scriptures. It's talking about your teacher. What the hell they was teaching you? They were teaching you nothing.
Right.
You were teaching them stuff.
Right.
That master in the scripture is talking about teacher, not slave master. Okay? People got it twisted. All right? If you look at the NIV Bible, they even twisted in there. They put slave master.
Right.
Oh.
They put it in there. So if you got an NIV Bible, I suggest you throw it out the window.
Trash.
Right? Light it on fire or something. That Bible's an abomination.
All right. Verse 14.
Verse 14.
Uh-huh.
What shall we say then?
Uh-huh.
Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh?
Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Is the Most High unrighteous? Read on.
Yahweh forbid.
God forbid. Read on.
So he said to Moses,
Uh-huh.
I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Uh-huh.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
So the Lord do what he want to do. He choose who he want to choose. He He have mercy on who he want to have mercy on. Right? Read on.
So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy.
Right. It don't matter how bad you want it. Right? Or what you do. It's up to the Most High that show mercy.
How bad you work for it.
Right.
Did not the Bible say Esau, he sought it with crying, with tears? Yeah. He wanted a blessing so bad. He was so upset. The Most High don't care how upset you are.
Right.
You get over it. You ain't getting it. The blessing was already given. That's it. Okay. Understand the power we serve, man.
Mm-hmm. Read on.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh,
Even
for this same purpose have I raised thee up,
right,
that I might show my power in thee.
Right. So the scripture is saying, who raised up Pharaoh? The Most High did. The Most High has his hands in all these nations, all these rulerships. All right? He rose up Pharaoh, Egypt. We still talking about Egypt today. Right? Did they have anything special? No. Right? America copied everything from Egypt, but Egypt copied everything from Sumeria. But we're not talking about Sumeria. We're talking about Egypt. Because the Most High rose Egypt up to do what?
To show his power.
To show his power. Because when he brought hell on Egypt, we also talk about that today. Right? Read on.
That I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Right. So when Egypt was destroyed, Egypt was destroyed. Right? You had a situation where the captives in Egypt, the lower class citizens that were in Egypt, the Israelites, right? Their spiritual power, right? We thinking from the mindset of an Egyptian. Whatever God these people prayed to, just killed the firstborn of everything. Man, flock, everything. All our crops is dead, right? The water turned to blood, but everything's fine for them. They was without light for 3 days. Everything was fine for the Israelites. Egypt is dead, and what happened? Israel left, right? Why would anybody stay there? Right? People try to bring up mixed multitude and stuff. Well, the people was going to stay in Egypt? There's nothing there. It was destroyed. A common sense thinking Egyptian, right? We just gave them all our gold, right? Don't forget that. The Egyptians gave them gold and jewels and everything, right? So Israel left with everything. There's nothing left in Egypt. They're going to follow these people. We're going to say, man, hey, ain't nothing left here. We're going to follow them. That's why the scriptures say, buy a servant from the heathen that's around you. Yeah. Right? Let a Christian pull that mixed multitude. Hit them over the head with that. It's just common sense. Just think about it. What would happen today if America was destroyed? Right? If all that happened to us, undeniably, right? In every ghetto, there was no plague. We had light. We had clean water. Everywhere else is all jacked up, messed up. And we decide, well, we going somewhere else. You think they ain't going to follow? You think they ain't going to come with us? They going to see who the power is with. Right? So, read on.
Verse 18. Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden. And whom he will, he harden.
Right. So you got to have the wisdom to understand, well, Lord is ain't dealing with certain people. And as a matter of fact, he will not only not deal with them, he may even harden their hearts. Right? Read on.
Thou wilt say then unto me, why doest ye yet find fault?
For
For who hath resisted his will?
Right. So if the Most High can harden your heart, right? Put the spirit of unbelief on you, or make you believe, you're gonna ask, so why you mad at me? You did it, right? Can why you find fault with me? Read on.
Nay, but O man,
Right. You can't say that. Read.
who art thou that replieth against Yahweh?
Right. You
Shall
can't.
the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Right. So you can't say to the Most High, why you made me like this? You understand? You can't ask him, why did you create me like this? Why did you put this strange desire in me that goes against the commandments? Right? Some of us have strange desires that go against the commandments. Right? Well, when you hear the word, what happens? You got to fight. Everything's a fight. Everything's a battle. How bad do you want it? Right? You got to fight this fight first before you get to the glorious fight that we read about. Right? Read on.
Hath not the potter power over the clay?
Right. The Most High, he can do whatever he wants. Right? Read on.
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, and another unto dishonor?
Right. Out of the same clay, out of the same pile of clay. You take some clay, you make a vessel. Right? Some of us have certain vessels in our house, right, that we put in the cabinet with the windows. Right? What we call that? China cabinet. Right? You got the good plates, the good cups. When the company come over. Right? And what else? And then another, out of the same clay, you have vessels of dishonor. Right? You got the stuff you just stack and throw in your cupboard. Right? That you don't really care about. Throwaways. You understand? Read on.
What if Yahweh, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endureth with much long suffering the vessel of wrath fitted to destruction?
Right. So the Most High gonna make his power known with long suffering. What's long suffering?
Enduring.
Huh?
Enduring.
Enduring.
Press.
What's that?
Press.
I'm sorry?
Press. Be depression.
No. When you suffer something, right? It means to allow. Right? So when you long suffer, it means you're allowing something for a long time. Right? You allow this to happen, to take place. And to show so Yahweh shows his power. What is it? What is this vessel?
Long-suffering vessel of wrath, fitted to destruction.
Vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. So you have a vessel, right, that the Most High will allow, but it's made for destruction. It was made to be destroyed. Right? Y'all get that? Who's the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction? The whole chapter is talking about what? Israel and everybody else. It went from Isaac and the rest of Abraham's sons. Well, first it started with Israel and the non-believing Israel. Isaac and the rest of Abraham's sons. Jacob and Esau. Right? Vessels of honor, vessels of dishonor. Vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. Read on.
Verse 23. And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessel of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory.
So this plan was already in motion. Right? His glory, this is what the Most High considers glory. Right? All the trials and tribulation we went through as a people. Right? The come up. Right? You watch all these hood movies. Right? Come up. Right? Brothers, what? Get some money, then what? Buy some drugs. Then they start selling dope. Then what? They get rich. Now they kingpin. Right? This movie's about to come up. It's the same thing. Right? We as a people coming together, becoming a nation again. Our people have no idea what the concept of nation. Right? Wanting to die, willing to die for your brother. When you see another Israelite, whether they accept they're Israelite or not, you have love for that person. You understand? That's thinking on a national scale. That's love. That's what we need to get back to. You know.
Verse 24. Even us, whom he have called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
Don't fall off the horse, right? Is anybody dismayed? Does anybody feel like everything I've been saying is all trash now? Does anybody feel that way? Because a Christian would say, after all that, they say, oh, see, Gentiles. Right? But if somebody was sincere to the word of God, they would be like, okay, brother, so then I understand this. So what does the scripture mean by that? Huh? What does the scripture mean by Gentiles? Let me get 2 Maccabees 6 and 6. Talking about Gentiles, right? The other nations.
We start with 6 and 4. For the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who daily with harlots, and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy place. And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful. The altar also was filled with profane things, which the Lord forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days, or ancient feasts,
right?
Or to profess themselves at all to be a Jew.
So right now we have the situation in the Maccabees, the Greeks are in power. And it was not lawful for a Jew to call himself a Jew. It was not lawful for him to keep Sabbath days or any of the feasts. Right? So if a Jew can't keep the Sabbath, can't keep any of the feast days, and can't call himself a Jew, what he gonna call himself? He gonna call himself a Greek. Right? Gonna call himself a Greek. I got Gentile in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Gentile, usually it means a non-Israelite people. Right? We didn't write this. Usually means what? Not all the time. So sometimes an Israelite in the scriptures are referred to as what? Gentiles. First Corinthians 12 and 2. Yeah. Yeah. 1 Corinthians 12 and 2. When an Israelite is called a Gentile, it's a mind state that he was in. Before you heard the truth, what did you call yourself? Before you called yourself Judah, Benjamin, Levi, African American. Right? Were you keeping the Sabbath? You were eating pork, right? Ate bacon, right? Some of us ate shrimp. But now you can't even stand the sight of it. Right? Everybody on social media, they think they living their best life, right? Every plate gotta have crab and shrimp. Just disgusting. Right? You got that?
Got it.
Read it.
Now concerning 1 Corinthians 12, verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, that I would not have you ignorant.
I would not have you ignorant. Read.
That ye know that ye were Gentiles.
That ye were Gentiles.
Carried away unto these dumb idols.
So it was the worshiping of these dumb idols that made you become a Gentile. Right? Because a natural Gentile is always going to be a Gentile. You understand? Even if the Gentiles, right? If they sojourn with you, right? They still a Gentile. They don't partake in the promises with you because what? You can have certain meat. An animal could die of itself. You can't sell it to another Israelite, but guess what? You can sell it to a Gentile. So we have clear law on how to deal with a Gentile.
Isn't that done, man? Does it go into the definition of the word Gentile? What does the word actually mean? What does the word actually mean?
I think it just means nations.
That's all it means.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's read that.
I don't see it.
Does it say that? In the Hebrew is the Goyim. Right? In Asian, or Goy in modern Hebrew. And all it means is nations. That's all the word Gentile means. It doesn't mean a particular people. You got to read the word Gentile in its context to know what it's talking about. But it only means nation or nations. That's all it means. People. That's all Goy or Goyim means. So when you read it, when he says you are nations, you put the word there, then you start to understand what he meant.
Right.
You were nations. You weren't a people. You wasn't Israel. You were nations. You were like everybody else. You was Goy. You was the Goyim. You were just like another people. You wasn't yourself. You wasn't the chosen. Right? You wasn't the set apart people. You wasn't Israelites. Okay? So when you read the word Gentile, you got to understand what the word means. A lot of people get confused because they think Gentile means automatic non-Israelite. Right? Israelites can be Gentiles. Right? Matter of fact, all Israelites are Gentiles, but all Gentiles are not Israelites. Okay? Everybody understand that? All Israelites are Gentiles, but all Gentiles are not Israelites. Because the word Gentile, all it means is nation. If Israel is your nation, then that's what you are. You are the Goyim Israel. Or Goy Israel. Goyim Yasharal. So when you understand that, you open up the Bible now, it's going to make a lot more sense. But if you give that thought that Gentiles is separated from Israel all the time, you're going to be confused in a lot of scripture. All right? That's why a lot of our people read the Testament thinking that the Gentiles will have this position and that position in the kingdom of God. No, they're not.
Right.
They're not. When you read about the Gentiles, most of being a light to the Gentiles, they ain't talking about the other nations. They're talking about your people out there that need that light. So they can come back and do the way of the Most High. Right? The Gentiles are only set up to be our servants. That's the way the Most High created from the beginning. That's the order. That's all they're going to be. They're going to serve Israel. We're going to serve the Most High. That's the order. Right? The order has to be established on earth. There's no other way. All right? If you go back to Romans, it's telling you. But go back to Romans, we're going to do it for soon. It's time. Yeah. So we go.
Back to Romans.
Go back to Romans.
Verse 25.
25. Romans 9, verse 25. As he saith in Hosea, I will call my people, which were not, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which were not beloved.
Right. So they're still talking about Israel. Right? So if you go in Hosea, if you go to see what Hosea was actually talking about, we can get that Hosea 1 and 10. We can actually see what these, because when these apostles, when they saying something, they will refer to the prophet that wrote it. Right? And Christianity will spin what the disciples said, but when you go to what the prophet said, it's only talking about Israel. Got it?
It's really, all right, we'll go to 1, but you also go to chapter 2. Really going into what he's saying there is chapter 2. It's chapter 2. Start with 2 and 20. All right, chapter 2, verse 20 in Hosea. It says, I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know the Lord. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Lord. I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth, and the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. Right? Jezreel is referring to Israel. We read about Jezreel, right? And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that have not obtained mercy. And I will say unto them which were not my people, thou art my people, and they shall say, thou art my power. So when it says, he shall say to Jezreel, and Jezreel refers to Israel. But if you go to chapter 1, it shows when the separation happened, 1 and 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be like the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place that it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. Then the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together, and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. So let you know that what? Israel will be called not his people, and then be called his people. When we transgressed, we were called Gentiles. When we repented, we were then called Israel again. And great will be that day. Okay? So that's what he's referring to in Romans. That restoration of Israel coming back from being Gentile. What you all have experienced. Because you were once not the Most High's people. You were in the world, living the worldly laws, having your Christmas and your Thanksgiving and everything else that the world does. But now you are called the Most High's people. When somebody asks you your nationality, you will say you're Israelite, huh? So now you are Israel. So just what you're experiencing is what the Bible is talking about. Okay? Being Gentiles and then no longer being Gentiles. All right? Let's go back. We're going to wrap it. So, any questions on anything that we went over? When it comes to, any of the topics that we went over? We're reading about the restoration of Israel. We're talking about our kingdom. Talking about your kingdom, right? So we understand now. We see the word Gentile. Don't jump off the. Don't think it's talking about the other nations. Look at it in its context. The Most High is not giving the kingdom to these other nations. It's not happening. All right? The kingdom of heaven is for Israel. Matter of fact, get that for the last scripture. I'll get Luke 17 and verse 20. We'll wrap it right there.
Luke chapter 17, verse 20.
Come on.
And when he was demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of Yahweh should come, he answered them and said,
Right?
the kingdom of Yahweh cometh not with observation.
Right?
Neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there.
Right. So the kingdom is not a place that you can go to. Nobody can say it's over there or it's over there. Well, what's the kingdom? Read on.
For behold, the kingdom of Yahweh is within you.
Is within who?
Within you.
Is within you. You're the kingdom. There's no kingdom without you. You are the kingdom. When the Most High puts you in your rightful position, that's the kingdom. There's no kingdom without you. Who is he talking to? The Pharisees. Who the Pharisees? The Israelites keeping the laws. Letting them know, listen, it's about us. It ain't about nobody else. Right? Not about no geographical location. It's about you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. So read on.
Verse 23.
Right?
And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man.
Right?
And ye shall not see it.
Come on.
And they shall say it to you, see here, or see there.
Right?
Go not after them.
Do what?
Go not after them.
Don't believe the hype. Because the day is coming, we're going to be looking for Christ. Are we looking for him now? Aren't you praying that Yahweh shall return, come? Those are the days now. He said the days coming, we'll be desiring Christ. We desire our Messiah. Messiah let him know, you're going to be looking for me. And people are going to try to trick you and say, come to my church or come to my church. Come to the kingdom hall. Right? Read on.
Verse 24. For as a lightning that lighteneth out of one part under heaven,
right,
shineth unto the other part under heaven,
read,
so shall the Son of Man be in his day.
Right. When the time for our kingdom is here, it ain't gonna pass you by and you're not gonna know what happened. Right? You ain't gonna wake up one day and say, oh shoot, what happened yesterday? Oh shoot, the kingdom came. Right? It ain't not like that. Like the light goes across the sky, that's how the Son of Man is coming. Everybody's gonna see it. Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall tell of Yahweh shall return. So you ain't gonna miss it. All you gotta do is prepare yourself for it. Okay? Is that it on that? All right. So with that, we're gonna wrap it in for tonight. Do remember, don't forget class tomorrow at noon. We'll be going into the portion. All right. So make sure you make it out to class tomorrow. So while everybody coming out tonight, give the Most High a hand for giving us a great understanding tonight. All right. Brother Bayab did an excellent job breaking out the scriptures for us this evening. All right, go ahead.
Pretty much everybody gonna see how it's our return, but is that everybody in the world or?
No. That's everybody that needs to see it. Right? So if you're supposed to see him, you're gonna see him. Just like the light shining across the sky. Right? When you say everybody, most are not concerned with people that he's not concerned with. We keep being concerned with them. He ain't concerned with them. He's concerned with you. That's it. You won't see it. You are everybody to the Most High. All right? Israel is everybody. Right? We're going to subdue the nations. We're going to deal with them. Okay? Right? Most High going to drive them to the ground, and we're going to drag them out. That's all that's going to happen here. Okay? All right. That, I'll say, Imagine we're putting on your Jerusalem, stand and face Jerusalem. now the Lord's Prayer and the last one Kodash. Repeat the Hebrew. Abiyanawa, Sabbath Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Tawa'ah, Watazaka, Haya, Aisha, Wahawantaza, Ka, Washamayim, Watadanawa, Wakom, Ko, Yawam, Wasalachanawa, Kamabakinawa, Kasalakinawa, Kamabakinawa, Wara'a, Kabiya Anawa, Wanasawan, Abo, Kamashayinawa, Wanrad, Kaya, Laka, Kamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atay Pararat, Ayawalami, Wa'ashem, Kamashiach, Yahushai, Amen.
I'm going to pray in English. Matthew 6 and 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you forgive men not their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. Goes ahead. For everybody coming out. Again, remember, don't forget, tomorrow noonday, going to the portion, giving all praise to the Most High, remembering his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. Shalom.